Hey everybody, welcome to the Sunday afternoon live stream. I don't normally stream on Sundays, but I thought I'd do it today since I was putting a new video out and I kind of wanted to talk about a couple things. First off, I have no help today. Kit is not here, neither is Harper. I'm here all by myself. Maybe Casey will pop on and help mod. I didn't actually decide to live stream until literally the last minute. And I thought, okay, I'm putting out this video. I might as well talk about it because it's actually something I've been thinking about. And I'll start that in a minute. I see the Mediocre Musicians on. I see Rec76. Of course, Nikki is here. Stargirl Music. And Dimitri. Oh, Dimitri. Yeah. Dimitri, I don't know. Thelma NRB band, and they might be on the list, and I'm going to talk about that because the last video I did got a lot of comments, man. It was kind of crazy. Hold on, let me take a sip of water here. It's been kind of a day. Oh, let me show the chat. So I got some chat going on here already. Oh, you're from Argentina. Cool. Awesome. So I guess, the thing that I was going to talk about today is about people's passion for music. And I will say this, I obviously have passion for music because I've done it my whole life and I've been in the business for a really long time. And, it's a different thing being in the music business than being out in the public, I do have to say. Like we're in the studio working all the time. There's you're surrounded by people who do this and they have kind of a different perspective of things because we're so in the game. But one of the things that always kind of bugged me about people in the industry is that it seems to be kind of this cool thing to kind of act like you don't care, like you're all jaded and all that. And I think the reason it's that way is because, oh my God, just like, saying you like a band or an artist or exposing what you like or whatever, it becomes political. There's a lot of other agendas going on is all I can say. It's not like just hanging out with some friends and saying, oh, I like this band or whatever. It gets really deep. And I do think there's a lot of people that are genuinely jaded because you get into music because you love it and you want to make a living at it. But then it kind of comes down to like chasing, having a hit song or clients and all that. And you often find yourself in situations where you're maybe working on music you don't necessarily love, which I did because I needed to make a living. But actually, I found it to be liberating and amazing because I would learn new things. And often I would meet people in different genres, not necessarily my own genre, that I liked as people. And, friendships that were formed that were amazing. It's been quite a journey. But there is like kind of a weird attitude. And then when I started this channel, I'm doing videos about studio stuff and all that. And I started doing more live streams and videos where I'm talking about today's music. And I made this video here a while ago. I did this months ago. And it was called The Real Reason Why Today's Music All Sounds the Same. And it blew up. I think I got over 800,000 views or something like that on it. And people kind of started slamming me, saying things like, oh, well, you're in a bubble and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, I am a little bit, but they started referring bands and artists and all that. So I started listening to them and I was like, oh, wow, this is really cool. Like there are bands that I'd never heard of and then bands I'd kind of heard of and artists I'd kind of heard of, but I hadn't really listened to them. So I went and checked them out and I was like, oh, wow, there's a lot of really cool stuff. It was kind of, revealing and this great discovery. But also the thing was that the passion, like people were like really worked up about this. And some of the comments I got, whew, man. So I made another video where I took, I think 7 bands from that video. And I made this video where I said, I think the title is something like, I said music was all the same, and then I found these bands, and it was because of what you referred to me. And I put a bunch of bands in that video, and that did pretty good. That's got pretty good views on it. But what really blew me away about that one was that I got something like 400 different bands and artists referred to me. Let me show you here. Okay, so we started making a list here, and these ones in greens are ones that I've already done. I had Kit start putting this in a spreadsheet, and she stopped at somewhere close to 400. I know there's like a lot more we didn't even get to. Like, look how far this goes. I mean, it goes on and on. Oh, there's DAK again. And it just, look, hold on. Where does it, like this list, because we've got a couple lists. This list ends at 383. But I can tell you there's a lot more that we haven't even gotten to. So there's easily over 400 bands and artists, different ones listed on here. So I started listening to more, and I made a new video, which came out today, which is this right here. So I just put this out earlier today, and I'd like you to go watch it. I'll put a link here in the comments here in a second, where I talk about eight more groups, and I'm sure I'll get more referrals, and I'm sure I'll get slammed. I actually had somebody get really mad at me because I didn't talk about the warning. They went through and they said, I audited or surveyed your comments, and you had this many comments about this, but you didn't talk about the warning. You must have some agenda or bias or something like that. And I was like really attacking me personally. I was like, no, I just didn't get to them. It's like I'm not sitting here watching the comments every day. I work. I mean, I actually work for a living. I do sessions. I have to make money. And if with the way some of these videos have blown up, if I don't look at the comments for a day or two, hundreds of them go by, and I don't have time to go through all of them. So I might have missed some of the warning, and I finally listened to them. They're in the newest video. But I think the thing that's really gotten me about all this is that, there's one part of me that's like, music is in this terrible place because of AI and a bunch of other stuff. And because we all have, this gear that we can have in our home studios and all that, and people are self-producing. Yeah, there's a lot of music out there that's not that good, to be honest with you. It's kind of like whatever. But it blows me away how many people really care. Like, people really do love music, and they're passionate about it. And in fact, referring back to what I was talking about earlier about being in the music industry and how people can be very jaded and all that, I find more enthusiasm for music outside the industry than in the music industry. And with people that watch my videos and come on the live streams and on my Discord and on my Patreon, like, people really care. And it's been something that's kind of been great for me, because I sometimes get kind of depressed about it all, but people care, and there's a lot of people making music and trying to do something. Regardless of whether it's the best music in the world or not, it's something that they love, and they're putting it out there. And I don't necessarily hate any one kind of music or anything like that. I like some more than others, but I do feel like, there's not necessarily any bad kind of music. There's just music you like or you don't like, Oh, and I'm going to go ahead and let me put this link back up here again. And if y'all could go watch the new video, I would really appreciate it, because I need I need a bunch of views earlier in the day. And here, I'm going to go over to Twitch here and put this new video. Oh, shit, I'm typing in the wrong place. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. I got to type on a different new video. I think I got it here. Boom. So, yeah, if y'all could go give it a watch and like it and comment and also subscribe, that'd be great, because I'm over 90,000 subscribers now. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers on my channel. I feel like once I get that, it's like a nice round number, and I can use that to maybe go to some of these bands and get personal interviews with them. And one of my goals, and I would love to do this, is like not only interview some of these bands, but maybe get them in the studio to do a session, like work on a song and just be like, like what I do. Like, you see plenty of people interviewing bands. I don't see many recording session videos out there or live streams. Typically, when I do, they're not that good. I really want to do that, but I feel like I need a bigger number. So please go watch my videos and help give me some views and all that. Let me look at the comments here. Oh, yeah, I'm on the right one here. Oh, no, I need to be here. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do the comments when I don't have Kit here to help me. Let's see. I know there's a bunch on YouTube. Let me back up a little bit. Optomod, howdy from New Zealand. I left commercial radio and went hunting indie music, and it was a real world. Very exciting. Yeah, I'll check them out. And please, if you could, Optomod, maybe go to the new video and name them in there. That would help me a lot, because that's kind of where we're going to get all the suggestions. I'll try to come back to this one. It's like, since I don't have Kit here today, I'm kind of like flying the ship by myself. So the ship may crash. Oh, I see Tuman. What's going on? Of course, Tylo Productions. Oh, somebody made a reaction video to my video, Our Producer's Evil. Who did that? I would like to go check that out. That guy, Weaver Beats, has done a couple reaction videos to me. He tried to rip me, but he didn't do very good. You're going to have to try harder to rip me. But that's fine. I think that stuff's funny. Okay, I'll check that out. Wait, I spotted First Aid Kit. First Aid Kit? That's a band? Well, Christian, please go to the new video and put that in the comments. That way Kit will go there and she'll put them in the spreadsheet that we've got. Thanks, Christian. Appreciate it. One of the bands is Dumb from Dumb and Dumber. Oh, one of those guys has a band? That's pretty interesting. Thanks, Pedro. Really appreciate it. Appreciate the view. As many views as I can get in the first few hours. Maybe it'll take off and get me a bunch of views. Not to mention, the more views I get, I start making more money, and then I can do more of this stuff and make more videos. I'm actually really behind on making videos. I was trying to do one a week, and it's just damn near impossible with work and everything, because I'm still making a living doing this sort of stuff. Weaver Beats. Oh, I got to go check that out. I'll go check that out, the reaction video. Tyler says, I love music. I'm 58 years old, and I will never stop doing my band. He's been doing it for 36 years. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'd love to hear you work with St. Luca. Okay. I mean, one of my ideas is to get people in here. I got a lot of camera, and I've done this before in case some of y'all not seen. I've got these fly in the wall live streams, and I want to do a lot more of them. And those live streams will go for 8 hours. Like, they'll load in gear and we're doing songs, and we don't do a bunch of like Q&A. Normally Crystal's handling that kind of stuff. But what ends up happening is people get to actually see the session. And then I think I could tie that in with some interviews and stuff like that, because I'm very interested in working with different bands. And I've got the room here. I've got the big drum room upstairs. I've got the smaller drum room down here. We got the vocal booth. We got the amp room. I can set up a whole band and have cameras on everybody. So I feel like getting to 100,000 subscribers will help with a number, just like, oh, look at this. And then maybe when they're touring through Atlanta or something like that, I could get them here. And maybe on some of them, we'll do an all analog song. That's another one of my goals, is I got my analog 1-inch 16 track over here, reel to reel. And a couple of bands, I think it'd be kind of cool to actually do it all in analog, record in analog and mix it on the mixer right here. I think that'd be kind of cool. Not all bands, but certain bands I could do. Let's see. Technique over on Twitch, you say money is demotivating for me, which isn't helpful in this society. Yeah, like the money thing, it's actually very motivating for me, because I gotta pay bills. It's like, but I will say I've walked away from some money. There have been projects where people came to me and I was like, no, and I needed the money, because there's a certain point I can't take it. And it's not even to a certain degree about the music, because I can work on any kind of music. I'll find something in it that's gonna be a challenge. It's more to me about the people. If I don't like somebody, even if I love the music, I'm not gonna work with them. There's no point in me working with people I can't stand, and I think they're a-holes. However, even if I don't love the music, but I like the people and I think they're on a cool quest, I can make that sound good. And like I said, find something that I love in that music and want to help them because they're friends of mine. And then what happens is you find something in that music that you quote unquote don't like. And then you realize like, oh, there's something to get out of this. I've learned a lot that way. Lisa Chase Wolf says, industry kills passion. When passion becomes work, it loses its luster. But when you hit that point, I've always been of the opinion it means it's time to start working for yourself or find something new. Yeah, I agree with a lot of that. I will say this. Working on rap and hip hop really kind of changed my attitude about a lot of that stuff because those guys have no issue with like the way they combine the money and the work and the industry with what they're trying to do personally. It's just kind of all mixed together. Before it was like, oh, it's this dirty thing to talk about money. And they're like, you could be in a session with somebody and money comes up and some guys maybe wants to charge something. The other guy's like, well, you can't charge him. And they'll kind of like go back and forth and then they get it settled like, cool. And they'll kind of think it's funny that one guy's trying to get more money or whatever. And then they get on with it. It's not like this big, oh, terrible thing. And I was like, oh, you can just kind of treat it like that. It doesn't have to be this big, heavy thing. And that kind of helped me move ahead on some of that stuff. Let's see, sound bites. It's all about community, building nowadays, and collaborating. Individual artists are battling the second law of thermodynamics. Entropy increases with time. I know about that. So one individual is likely impossible to discover. Rather, with communities, they are for small bubbles that grow, not higher entropy states within the larger high entropy bubble. Entropy is something I think about a lot. Let's see. Okay, so Lisa's talking about Key of Gebs and Voodoo Glow Skulls. Ooh, I like Voodoo Glow Skulls is just a great name. And then Low End University. That would probably be where I would need to go. Yeah, sound bites. I know you're doing entire recording and mix. And actually, I saw you on Twitch the other night, and I was and I had to, and then I was going to go to work. So, so I'm doing many takes. So sound bites, many takes of live drums. Yeah, I do a lot of takes of stuff. It's what you said is the final result. Like it takes a lot of time. My opinion about recording is like the only thing that matters is what comes out of the speaker. It doesn't. However, you got to get there. Yeah, so Michael M. on YouTube, what's your take on Rick and Tim Pierce's video where they shared a catastrophic prediction on the future of music? I saw that video. I'll be honest with you. I didn't get all the way to the end. It was actually a really good video. I like Tim Pierce. I like what he brings to it. And those, when they talk, there's like a really relaxed rapport with them. It just seems like they're hanging out and talking, so I like it. And they're talking about studios closing down. The title of the video is something like "These Jobs Are Going to Disappear" or something like that. And it didn't seem like they actually got around exactly to that subject closer to the end. And then I had to get back to work, so I didn't watch the very, very, very end. I felt like they were being kind of positive about some of it because the way people are the music's still being made, but it's kind of moving into the home studios and all that. I think the problem would be with people who want to just engineer for a living or work in a studio. I don't know how you're going to get work. So maybe I should watch the end of that video because I don't know what catastrophic thing they're talking about necessarily. I mean, there's a lot of catastrophic things that might be happening in our future, just generally speaking. It's like we're living in this dystopian oligarchy world right now. I was actually thinking about making a video called being creative in an oligarchy or a dystopian world or something like that. I'm kind of struggling with that because sometimes it's kind of tough. Lisa Chase Wolf says, also appreciate you doing the tape emulation stream on Wednesday. Yeah, Lisa, that was a fun video. That was really revealing because that plugin, some of those plugins, especially that new one by Pulsar Modular, I did have to go edit out that one section where I talked about my dream because later on I realized I'd gone a little overboard. Chris was like, I couldn't believe you talked about that dream. So I took out the weird section about cauliflower. That was just too embarrassing. not going to talk. I'm not going to say anything about where the cauliflower was. I edited that out. So let's see. Back on YouTube. Why not do a home run produce for upcoming? Wait, Kazmizi. Why not do a home run produce for an upcoming show? I'm not sure I understand the question. Please, if you could rephrase it, that'd be awesome. I'm just not 100% on what you're saying there. Hold on, let me move something here so I can see Instagram's talk, because we're on Twitch and Instagram and YouTube at the same time. Let's see. Let me look at. Oh, thank you so much, Manuel. Yeah, appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, Christian, Rick and Tim Pierce didn't really talk about what the title of the video said so much. But it was a good video. I mean, there was some cool stuff in there. I'm kind of interested about the guitar he was talking about that didn't have a truss rod in it. I was like, very interesting. Technique. Oh God, did you see my cauliflower dream? I had to edit that out. Let's see. So yeah. Thanks, Tylo. Appreciate it. Yeah, and the more views I can get on this video I put out today, the better. Here's the thumbnail, and it's called "I Listen to Your Favorite Bands." And here's what I can't remember what I called it. I listen to your favorite bands, and here's what I think, or something like that. I can't remember the names of my videos, but if y'all could watch that and like it, and I'd appreciate it. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here today and kind of talk about stuff. But once again, like, I mean, music is something I love. It's also something that I'm obsessed with, and I guess I feel like it's a quest of mine. And there's a lot of things that I still haven't accomplished. Mostly my own music. I kind of got sidelined on my own music by doing other people's music and becoming a professional record producer and mixer. And I'm swinging back to it. I'm making some merch, and I'm going to put out my album. I've got to this year. It's actually almost done. And a lot of you have seen some of that on my live stream, so there'll be more of that. Tylo says, you've heard those bands, but Ren is legendary. Yeah, Ren is incredible. And, you know, it's interesting. Before I researched this video, I looked up Ren, but I only listened to a few songs. And most of it was like that really intense thing where he's playing the acoustic guitar and rapping, and it's all like really heavy subjects and all that. And it was like, after a while, I was like, it's just too much. It was like, but then I listened to some of the other stuff. It's like, there's actually a lot of other interesting things on there that it's not always so hard hitting, but his talent is incredible. I actually just randomly came across something today where he was doing one of his busking things, and he was playing bass guitar and doing a solo on the bass. It's like, what can that dude not do? It's crazy. Kanyizi, I know I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry. I mean, produce for a festival, sell tickets while producing. I don't know. Like, you mean sell tickets to the show of, like, I mean, actually do a festival, or kind of do the model online? I mean, I have 5 acres out here, and I have a field out back, and my wife and I talked about doing mini festivals out here. I mean, my what do they call it? My rating, or my however they rate your property, like residential, commercial, whatever. What do they call that again? By classification. I know I'm getting the damn word wrong, but we're actually A1, which is agricultural 1, because this is all farmland. So technically I could put on a little mini festival, could do a bunch of things out here, and I have the room for a small festival, like a few hundred people maybe, but I don't have the facilities for bathrooms and stuff. So we'd have, technique where I would be my zoning would be fine. Not sure if my neighbors would like it though, because we have big parties out there and in the field, and we're going to be having another one soon. It gets kind of loud. So yes, as Av on YouTube, check out the video. The warning is in there. The warning is in, look, Yeah, I got the warning in the new video, so go check it out. Go check out the new video. It's in the chat here. And yeah, I am zoned. Dirty game germs. I'm zoned out. I think my zoning would be fine, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to do it because it's a lot of work. I mean, we've got this couch burning coming up in about 2 weeks now. And you might be wondering what a couch burning is. Well, we're going to burn a couch. But I'm burning a specific couch. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I can find some pictures. I kind of want to talk about this a little bit. Hold on. Hold on. Give me just a sec here. So I had this couch at my other studio, The Zone, where I worked for years and did a lot of big records there. And it was in this other room. It was kind of like this lounge type room. And over the years, I just took tons of pictures sitting on this couch. And I go down there to mix. Actually, I got to go there tomorrow to mix. I can mix here, but it's always easier if I'm mixing down there. And, I should be in a different folder, I think. And so the guy who's living there now, Darren Stanley, the couch is falling apart. He asked me to move. He actually asked if he could throw it away. I was like, no, you cannot throw it away. And I decided to burn it. So I picked it up. It's sitting out back. And what I'm going to do is have people who have not gotten their picture on the couch come out ahead of time. And if anybody who's watching this video was ever at my studio but was not pictured on this couch, hit me up. You can come out to my little party and sit on the couch and get your picture made. And then we're going to carry the couch down to the field and we're going to burn it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find any more pictures of this couch. I got to get into this other folder here. I should have had this ready earlier, but as usual, I'm just kind of like, oh, no, not there. Where is it? Oh, my God. I'm looking for something here. Yeah, talk amongst yourself. Hold on. Where is this damn folder at? Oh, here we go. Bump. Bump. All right, give me just a sec so I can demonstrate worst couch. And the poor thing is just, when I went down to pick it up, I was like, oh, man, it really is falling apart. I got most of them in, I think they're all in another folder here. Hold on. Boy, I got a lot of pictures here. Oh, my God. I think I put all the couch pictures in another folder. Hold on. I got a couple here. Hold on. Let me look, see if I can find a couple more, and then I don't know where they're all at. Did I put them all in a folder somewhere? Oh, here's another one. Hold on a sec. Oh, here. Okay. Okay, I found a few more. Hold on. I'm almost there. I'm going to pull up the couch. We just finished scrolling through here. Okay, hold on. Okay, so you can see a little bit of the couch here. So that's my buddy Sky, who's an amazing singer and has started doing more videos and live streams himself. That's him sitting on the couch. And let's see. Let's go to, hold on. Oh, come on, what are you doing? Why is it not switching window? Okay. Here's another picture of the couch. Wow, why is this acting all weird? Okay. Here's a picture. That's Rick Beato. And I don't know what band that is right there. That was a band that he and I worked on together at, this would have been late 90s, early 2000s, something like that. And you can see he's got my little dog, Simon, there. But yeah, that's the couch there. So that's some other people that sat on the couch. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's Little John, Vince Phillips, who's his lawyer and business partner, and Bo Hagan sitting on the couch there. I bought it at a antique store near the studio in Norcross many years ago, and that couch had been sitting there for decades. Here's another picture of the couch. I've been wondering who this person is. So this was this kid. I was mixing these people from Alabama, and they brought in this kid who he was like a teen, like 13 or 14 or maybe 15. And he wore this hat, and he was actually really, really good. I was like, oh, but it was weird. He looked young, but he looked old at the same time. I often wonder what happened to him, but I have no picture of his whole face. I've been wondering, who is this guy? And he's actually playing my pink paisley. And I think I had the people there for like 2 days, and then they went away. I don't even know who they were. I've always wondered, who is this kid? But I've got plenty of other pictures of this couch. I'll be burning that in about 2 weeks. So if anybody ever sat on that couch, let me know, and I'll just hit me up privately, and you can come out and get your picture taken, and then we're going to burn the couch. Let's see. Manuel says on Instagram, do you prefer to make comping for a vocal with the artist in the studio or not? Usually without, because most artists, they'll hear things and they'll think it's terrible. And most singers can't, they don't know what's good and what's bad. That's a common thing with a lot of singers, and that's fine. Let's see, back on YouTube. Couch burning album cover, Optomod says. Yeah, and I'm actually thinking about live streaming the couch burning. I just got to figure out how to get a camera out in the field, because it's like maybe 500 feet, 600, I don't know. It's pretty far away. And earlier today, I was pulling out a really long Ethernet cable. So I think if I get a router close by, I can probably do it through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or something like that. So I'm going to live stream where we take pictures of people on the couch, and then I'm going to live stream burning it. It'll go on for a long time. It's mostly going to be people sitting around the fire just partying. No, you cannot sit on the couch while it's on fire. Last time we burnt a couch, because we burnt couches before, we lit it on fire by shooting a flaming arrow into the couch. But it was really hard to do, because you see it on movies all the time where people shoot a flaming arrow and it doesn't really work. Like, I've tried it multiple times. Usually the flame goes out. I think Lisa Chase Wolf suggested Zippo lighter fluid, which I'm going to try. But we ended up pulling it off by just shooting it very slowly, just not really fast, and it worked. So let's see. Oh, for pictures purpose. No, you can't get on the couch in the fire. Let's see. I missed Tylo where you said okay, Harry Stark on YouTube says, if I do a mini festival, I could call it Hume Stock. I mean, I may do. I mean, if I can get the subscribers and views up and raise the money, I've got plans. I'm definitely going to have some of these artists come into the studio for sure. I want to interview people, but I'm actually more interested in working with them, because you can ask people questions all day long, and most of these people, they go out and do interviews. But how often do you get to see them in the studio, and how often do you get to see them in the studio with me? Because I'm going to ask people to do really weird things that they're going to be like, huh? So that's my goal. But I got to have the numbers and, be able to pull it off. Let's see. Jason on YouTube says, hey, Billy, completely random question, but what's your opinion on mixing with analog modeled plugins versus using stuff like FabFilter, Soothe, etc.? I mean, I just use whatever works. Like, I like a lot of the FabFilter stuff. Pro Q3 is the shit. And my last live stream on Wednesday, I spent the whole live stream just kind of going over a bunch of tape emulation plugins, which I never really use. But after that live stream, there's a couple I think I'm going to swing back around to, especially the Pulsar modular one was amazing. But and I've got some of the Universal Audio plugins that do, analog modeling, like the Neve and stuff like that. But some of that stuff, I mean, not universal necessarily, but I've tried out a bunch, and it's just kind of like, I just use whatever works. I don't really think about that too much. I just kind of throw it up, and I'm not ideological. I get people who can be very ideological about mixing and producing and recording, and I'm not like that at all. My only ideology is about being unique and being creative. Or being honest with what you're doing. Let me put it that way, because I have had artists come in the studio and they're like, oh, we want to sound like this band, or we want to be in this genre and sound like that. And I'm fine with that if people are very honest about it. It's like, okay, that's your goal. We can do that. Let's not make any pretenses about being, oh, I'm this artist, I'm doing this, It's like, If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But sometimes I have people come in and they're making these claims about, I'm just all about the art. It's only about the art and blah, blah, blah. And then later on, it turns out, I really kind of want to have like a hit record. And to me, that's dishonest. Like, you should be honest about what it is that you're trying to do and stick with it. That's the only thing I really care about. And if you are going to be artistic and creative, then let's really go down that path. Let's just really try something different. But yeah, as far as the plugins, it's just whatever sounds good, man. And the other thing is, keep in mind, Jason, I've got some other friends that are producers and mixers and all that stuff, and they'll have a plugin that they swear by, and I'll hear what they did, and they'll say, oh, it's because and then I go buy it, and it's like, didn't rock my boat, didn't really do what I thought it should do, you know? And I've got plugins that I love, and other people are like, I don't really like that. So I think that's because it kind of ties into so many other things and is dependent on so many other things that you're doing ahead of time, like how you record, how you produce. It's a million. It's such much like, oh, Casey's here. Hey, Casey, what's going on? Thanks. I appreciate you being here. So I just feel like, just do what works good for you. Technique says that is our dystopian reality. People wanting to be set on fire for the likes of it. I don't think so. Songwriting. Well, yes, songwriting is the key for sure. There's a lot of music that I think is catchy and popular, mainly because of the way the music, like the beat. So, historically speaking, that wouldn't have been considered songwriting. That would have been production or whatever. But yeah, I feel like I think the most important thing is what ideas you have before you record and mix and produce and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, Jason. So yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about what other people don't worry about what other people think. I do so much stuff that people are like, what are you doing? Like, a lot of people talk about when you record, you should do these really low levels, and sometimes I do, but I clip the input going into my DAW sometimes. Like, I don't know why, but when I'm doing bass guitar, if I'm playing and I'm using a pick, I clip the input. It, like in Pro Tools, it'll hit the red once in a while. I know I'm not supposed to, but it's always my favorite sound. So just do what you want, man. Oh, yeah. My friend said you can't mix on SL channel strips. You aren't good at mixing. You know what? I've tried out a bunch. I've worked on real SSLs. I've mixed for years and years and years. And I've worked on real SSLs. And you use that bus compressor and you hit it and it's magic. I have yet to find one plugin that gives me the same feeling. Because to me, it's about a feeling. So I don't use any of them. And I've tried so many of the SSL channel strips. And some of them are kind of cool. My favorite things about the SSL were the compressors, not only the ones on the master bus, but the ones on the individual channels were savage. If you pulled the knob out, it had a little click, it would do the fast attack or something like that. And those were incredible. Hadn't found a single plugin that sounds like them. I go somewhere else. And a lot of times I use a lot of built-in plugins. I work in Ableton a lot, and I use the built-in EQ and compressor and limiter day in and day out. I got other plugins, but sometimes I use those. I don't know what it is. There's just a vibe that I like about those. Let's see. Let me go back. Nikki's asking, what new reverb is out right now that you have not tried yet? I have no idea. Nikki, just keep in mind, I'm not a guy who spends all my time looking at plugins and stuff like that. I have the tools that I feel like I need, and I use them. If somebody refers something, I'll go check it out. If I'm going to do a video, I'll go download some stuff and try it out. But typically the way I work is I buy plugins and gear when I feel like there's something I need, and then I go research them. I pick one, and then I forget everything else. I forget everything else I use. I pick the one I like, and I work, and then I move on with things. Yeah, Lisa Chase Wolf on Twitch says Ableton has really been killing it. Very much become my go-to over Pro Tools. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love working in Ableton. I'll work in Pro Tools, like I'm mixing the infamous String Dusters 20-song album right now, and they recorded it in Pro Tools, so I'm staying there. And also just kind of form band things. Like if I'm going to record a rock band, if I'm going to record a rock band live, I'm going to do it in Pro Tools because it's kind of structurally set up more for that sort of thing. But if I'm creating, if I'm making a track and I'm doing my own thing, Ableton all day. All day. Yeah, do I know how much it costs? A flight costs to Atlanta right now, Casey? No. Do you really want to come here? It's like, make sure you have your passport and your visas, all that right. But I don't know the cost. If you do come to Atlanta, you obviously are going to be staying here, and we have a place for you. We have the little house down there. So, Casey, if you come out here, you can stay in the little house for sure. Was there another question? Hold on. I got behind on the comments. Yeah, I did see you on Twitch. I just didn't say anything. You know, Casey, I can only focus on so many things at one time. I have a real focusing problem here. It's why I normally have Kit helping me and Harper running the cameras. I would just like to remind, I know y'all going to get sick of this, but I'd like to remind everybody, please watch the new video. I'm going to paste it up in the comments here. Boom. And here. If everybody could go watch my video and play it and comment and all that so I can hopefully get more views and subscribers and all that. It'll help this channel. I'm just on a quest to get as many. I'm on a quest right now to get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm just being real about it. If I can get those 100,000 subscribers, then I feel like that will help me bring in the bands and the other things that I need to do. The goals I have for the channel and all that sort of stuff. But, like I said, like people's love for music and their passion for it, it's since I've done less industry stuff. I work all the time, but I don't consider myself in the industry per se because I'm not doing major label stuff, thank God. And I'm working with more indie artists that are kind of doing their own thing, which to me isn't necessarily the music industry. But just doing the videos and getting the comments from people in my live streams and definitely my sample song contest completely changed the way I thought of, not how I thought about things, but my understanding about how much people actually care about music and people's passion for it. And that's been a great thing. It's given me a lot of like hope for the future. Yeah, we got AI coming out, but people care. Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate that. Let's see. So Tyler says flights are around $680. Is that round trip? Huh. Daryl asked on YouTube, do you record mono or dual mono electric guitars? Do you double mic rhythm guitars? Okay. So, yeah, I will. So on electric guitars, and I've got videos about this, and sometimes I do this on my live streams. You go check out my channel. If Kit were here, she'd post up videos. Go to my channel. I've got several videos about miking amps. I've got some live streams about it, but I'll quickly tell you what I do. I will, for instance, if I'm using a closed back cabinet, let me say that again. If I'm using a closed back guitar amp cabinet, like a Marshall stack or my Orange amp, I mic only from the front, and I'll put multiple mics up there. I'll have like a SM57, a 421, a Sennheiser, 409, oh no, 609, and sometimes I throw a random mic up. I typically just pick the best mic, and that's it. Sometimes I like to blend some mics together. One of the things I've done is have like a dynamic mic closer to the amp, and then I'll stick a AKG 414 large diaphragm condenser mic or another one out a little bit and blend those. Now, if I'm doing a combo amp where the back of the amp is open, I'll try a couple mics on the front, I'll stick a mic in the back of the amp, pointing into the rear of the amp. Got to make sure to switch the polarity on the mic when you do that, because the way the speaker's moving, if you don't switch the polarity on the rear mic, it'll actually make it sound thinner. But that will give it a three-dimensional sound. And typically I'm doing that with a Sennheiser 421 or the Sennheiser 609, something with a little bit more low end. So I'll pick a mic for the front, which is usually like a SM57 or that Sennheiser 609 is kind of blowing me away lately. And I've got a couple other things. And then I'll blend in that other mic. And I put them on separate tracks so I can tweak them later. So I hope that answers your question. As far as like acoustic guitars, sometimes I'll do multiple mics on acoustic guitars, just depending on the situation. Let's see. Oh, let me go back a little bit. Yeah, just take a Viking ship here, Casey. Yeah, like when would you have time, Casey? But if you do come out here, let's plan it in advance and we'll get you on some streams and some videos and stuff like that. We should come up with an agenda and work on some videos or something like that, and then we'll show you around Atlanta. Let's see. Lisa Chase Wolf on Twitch is saying, hi in Boo Music on Twitch. I tend to run a dry, wet guitar setup where I run a DI and then dual monos to a high gain and lower gain amp with dual mics, 4 for open back cab. Whoo! Then I blend them with the DI for overdubs. Whoo! That's a lot of. Oh, that's Lisa Chase Wolf who said that. Yeah, I've done the whole thing where I DI the electric guitar and I can reamp it. It kind of depends on the situation too, because sometimes it's like, I already know there's going to be so much work. It's like, oh my God, how many tracks? Yeah, maybe I'm being lazy sometimes, but yeah, I have a DI. I have a reamp box, and I did this on a band a couple years ago, and thank God I did, because we were recording in another studio, and they had these cool vintage amps. But when I got back here, I wasn't real crazy about some of the sounds, and I had done a DI signal of all the guitar parts. So thank God I was able to reamp it, and I ran it through my Orange and my Mesa Boogie, and it was amazing. So thank God for that. I covered my butt on that one. Yeah, I'm just reading the comments here. I was kind of wondering about, I know what I was going to ask everybody. So I was kind of thinking about making a video about, I guess the subject of this live stream, or at least part of it, was like how people love music so much. And I was kind of wondering, like, I had this idea where I'd go out with a microphone. I've never done anything like this. And I go up to people and I ask them questions about music. And I was thinking about asking them, like, what is your favorite bands? But I get enough of that on the comments. But something like, what do you love most about music? Or why is music important to you? Or something like that. Just getting the answers. I'm just kind of curious, just to ask people in public. I got inspired because this guy, was it Lil Man J, the dude who used to rap and now he does country music? In a way, it's kind of terrible, but I just really like him as a person. I watch all his videos. I become a fan of his because he goes and he asks people at gas stations. He'll go to a gas station and say, I'll pay you, or he'll be in a grocery store and he'll be dressed really weird, like in pajamas, and he'll be like, hey, I'll pay you $100 if you, no, I'd like you to listen to my song, and if you don't like it, I'll give you $100. It's bizarre, the answers sometimes, but I kind of got an idea from him from going out and asking people in public. So I'm just kind of wondering, should I ask him, like, why is music important to you? Or why do you love music? I want to have a good question to ask, just to ask favorite bands. It's like, I get enough of that. But I want to go out and do like a public Q&A thing. I would just walk up people with a mic. I'm kind of terrified to do it, but I think I'm going to try it. So if anybody's got any suggestions, let me know. How much low end with 10 basses in song, Nikki? I don't even understand that question. Do not even understand. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just reading the comments here. Let's see. Well, yeah, I've been going for about an hour here. I just wanted to announce the new video. Oh. Yeah, oh, Lisa. Yeah, it is a lot of work. Well, and you know what, Lisa, you got a really good point. I've got the studio set up better. I'm trying to get to the point where it's a little more turnkey. I'm getting there where it's just easy to make things happen real quickly. And I just realized what's going on. Kit is actually now online. I'm looking at, that comment looks like me. It's actually Kit commenting as me. So, hey, Kit. Yeah, that's the big thing for me, Lisa, is like having it being easy to do. And I'm getting there. So I'm getting there. But, well, what was I going to say? Oh, God, I had something else I was going to say. Oh, yes. I normally do. I normally do Wednesday afternoon live streams at 3 p.m. I'm not going to this week. I'm going to skip this week. I know I didn't the week before last. I've been trying to stick to it, but I'm in a position now where I have a lot of mixing to do, and I'm going to dedicate this week just to mixing. I've gotten a lot done, but I just really need to focus on getting it done. And the live streams usually take a bit of setup, and then like especially the longer ones when I'm done, I don't know, I put a lot of energy into them and it kind of wears me out. So I hate to say it, but I'm going to skip Wednesday. And I'll let y'all know when I'm going to do another. I'll probably do a deep dive on Patreon this next weekend because I'm trying to do those every other weekend. So this next weekend, I'll do a deep dive on the Patreon. Those are Patreon-only live streams. But yeah, so I just want to let everybody know Wednesday's not going to happen this week. I've just got to get other things done. There's just too much mixing to do. And, I got most of a bunch of songs. Ultimately, I got to get 20 songs done for the Dusters. I just knocked out one for another client, and I've got some other things kind of lining up right now. So I'm kind of swamped with work. So, let's see. I love music of some of the pioneers of UK electronics, such as Orbital and Underworld, and they're great to see live to this day. I love music. Tylo says, I love music because of the emotions it makes me feel. I love most genres. It depends on the day and how I feel. I'm right there with you. Yeah, I love something from almost every genre, Technique says, it's too bad we have never really had a chance to talk music. Okay. You're from the school group, the homeschool group. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Technique is actually someone I know. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't actually gone, when we used to do the whole homeschool group thing and all that, I was usually just kind of hanging around. Hey, if you want to come out to the couch burning, hit up Kit or me, and you can always hit me at Freaking Out with Billy Hume, but probably just best to hit up Crystal. If y'all want to come out for the couch burning, come on out. That'll be May 10th. So, yeah, just let us know. And we can maybe talk about music then. Just depends on how many beers I've had. But we can still do it. So, yeah, come on out. Let's see. Yeah, Kit. So, Kit is actually my wife, Kit, who's normally here. She's actually on a farm in Alabama helping. It's basically a lavender farm. So, yeah. Yes, your son has talked music with me. I hope he's still doing some music. I don't really know what's up with y'all. I'm so out of touch with the homeschool group now. I'm out of touch with almost everybody. I'm normally down here by myself, working out here, making videos and working on music. So, anyway. Well, folks, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream because I do need to actually get to work. I'm going to post up the link once again to my video. If y'all could go watch it, I'd really appreciate it. The more views I get earlier in the day, the better. It triggers the algorithm, and I would put it in Instagram, but the link ain't gonna work anyway. But y'all go to my YouTube channel and check it out. Check out the new video. And by the way, that's the other thing. I'm thinking about making this new video a series. I was gonna call it episode 2, but the other one had a different title, but it's technically episode 2. I'm thinking about making this a series because I've got hundreds of bands I could talk about. So if anybody's got any suggestions, let me know. Everybody seems to think the whole series idea is a good idea. So that may be where this whole thing goes. Let's see. Oh, he's got, okay, Technique. Okay, that's right. I forgot about his username on YouTube. Now I recognize that. I will go check out some of this stuff. Oh, Harry says, watching your past videos, you got me listening to a lot of Uriah Heep. Oh, that's awesome. Uriah Heep. Oh, my God. Love that band. Although I was listening to some of the older records, the mixes are terrible on some of them, but I like the music. Groove Dodger says, some good crackling flames samples from the Couch Burn. Absolutely. I can get mics down there because you can run mics hundreds of feet. So I think I'm going to definitely get some recording of that. I'm going to see if I can get the camera out there to live stream it, and then I'll have a good camera to catch some good slow motion footage because slow motion fire is absolutely incredible. Let's see. Series would be watched. Yeah. And Tyler, it's one of my challenges here on my YouTube channel. Like every video is kind of like this unique thing, you know? I was doing the one-hit wonder songs, but they kept getting demonetized because I kept turning the music up too much because I was trying to talk about specific things in there. And then I got copyright strikes a couple times, and it's just like the videos got blocked. But I think the issue is I've never come up with a series. I always have to think of something brand new on every video. And I've got a lot of ideas, but sometimes they're not really something that I think is going to get views. Like some ideas are a little obscure, and I already know nobody's going to watch it because I don't have a big enough subscribership and followers. Like if I get to 1 million subscribers, I can say almost anything. And no offense against Rick Beato, but there's a couple times I'll have a video up and it's kind of like, but I don't get 1 million views, but it's because it's Rick Beato. Like if I put up the same exact video with the same thumbnail and title, I'd get, 100 views, but right now I have to focus on videos that I think are going to get views. And I'm not going to do anything that I don't want to do, and I'm not going to do anything that I hate. So that's the challenge. How do I got to keep coming up with videos that I want to do and that I like, but will also get views. So anyway, please watch the new video and like it and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Thanks for following over on Twitch. Osta P. Brenham. I can't say anybody. Ostap Brahim. Ostap Brahim. I guess I got it right. Oh, Abdi's here. Abdi, you got here just in time. I'm about to end the stream. Hey, Abdi, there will be a deep dive this weekend on Sunday. I'll be doing a deep dive a week from today. I'm not going to be doing the Wednesday live stream. I just got too much work to do. So anyway, everybody, I've got to go. I've got to actually work on some mixing. I appreciate everybody coming on to my last minute little Sunday chat here. And just good to see everybody. Just in the nick of time, Abdi. So I will definitely be on a week from this next Wednesday. And then a week from today, I'll be doing a Patreon deep dive live stream. So anyway, everybody take it easy. Have a good day. Be good together. Be good to each other. And always be unique. See you, Kit. Take 1. Take 2. Take 3. Take 4. Take 5. Take whatever.